that's gonna be here, so.
Pretty non-complex meeting.
Good, have
Then I'll call the meeting to order, right?
You got the microphones on?
Mine's up.
Yeah.
Citizens input, looks like there's anybody here. Delegations, doesn't look like there's anybody here. Additions or deletions,
As part of our conversation, we'll talk about a couple of things that we're adding to the rec center capital budget. As far as the list, and just look for a kind of a head nod or a head shake as far as what people's thoughts are, because we can't take action tonight since it's not listed on the agenda.
Okay.
We'll discuss those anyhow.
well, next is minutes.
You have to approve the agenda.
Oh, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
We'll make a motion.
Second.
Which one of you two wants to second it, since you both said it?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes.
We took some extensive minutes.
It's more the reports that make it long.
Is there a chapter 2 somewhere?
It's all you guys' reports, the actual minutes are just.
It's thorough.
I'll motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of financial reports. Right in there.
I didn't see anything in here for you.
Cool.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Anybody got any questions or anything? Not, I'll motion to entertain to approve.
Make a motion to approve the minutes, or approve the financial reports.
I'll second. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, department reports.
I can start. We wrapped up our summer programs in July. Had a really good summer and good staff. So a lot of those groups that helped out and staff hopefully will be coming back next year. So we are looking forward to next year already. With that, we're taking registration for our fall winter programs. Tackle football for fifth graders is the first one coming up, which starts Monday already. We had our equipment handout night last night, or Tuesday night, and a skills clinic the high school is going to put on Saturday. And then our flag football will get started the following week for third and fourth graders as well. So we've got about 60 kids in our tackle football. I think there's 48 signed up for flag right now, but they still got a week to sign up yet for that. The Outdoor Aquatic Center will be closing for the summer on Sunday at 5 o'clock. So that's the official end of summer for Mitchell for us. So we did have our teen night last Friday night. The weather held off for most of it for us, so we were able to have that. And we had 160 kids show up, 6th through 8th grade, which is the most we've had in probably 5 or 6 years. So That was really good to see. And CoreTrust Bank called us up and wanted to sponsor that. So they sponsored the first 100 kids to get in for free. So, and I guess there was a line around all the way down the block. So,
More money they can spend that.
yeah,
Pay for the gate.
that's right. So that was good to see that. So, as far as the rec center goes, our old pool remodel is coming along. They had a little bit of a snag on some climate control issues, but I think they've got that figured out. Basically, all that needs to get done is they need to finish doing the ductwork in the back room where the unit is going, and then they'll finish the ceiling tile and the flooring and a couple of door issues, and then we should be ready to go. I can't really put a timeline on it. I'm hoping for some time, maybe early to mid-September, probably. So, which is still going to be about 3 months sooner than we had originally planned on. So we're happy about that. We got our sidewalks poured a couple weeks ago. Out in front, all of our sidewalks were getting hammered from all the ice melt and everything the last few years. And so the city crews came and did that for us. We had to shut down on noon on Wednesday and all day that Thursday so that nobody would walk on it and get in their way. It was kind of messy. So, but it worked out okay, and we got it done. So there's still one little spot where we still need to fill in there. Our side door that we're going to be utilizing more once that new room is done. 24/7 people will probably use that to leave. Doesn't get any sun. Wintertime builds up ice and everything, so they're putting a heating pad underneath that little area to help keep that as clear as we can, so there's no ice building up there. So our preschool, that'll get started here next week with school starting up. She had at least had a parent meeting last week, or the second to the last week of July, and she's having open house this coming Monday night, and so they'll all be coming and they'll register and get all their payment stuff set up, and all see the classroom and everything. So Lisa put a lot of work into the room this summer to kind of make it her own, as she's the new head of the preschool since Miss Baldwin retired, and so she's looking forward to that. The scoreboard in the indoor aquatic center came, and we got that put up. Moose Electric came and put that up. It's big. If you haven't seen it, it's huge. I don't think they were expecting it to be that big, but it looks good, and it'll be ready to go for their first meet in October. Then we hosted a DW women's basketball camp on Monday, the 31st of July. He had more teams than he thought, so we let him use one of our gyms, so that was good. And then sometime in the next few weeks, we will be meeting again with the swim club to negotiate our contract for the rest of this year from September through December, and what their fees are going to be. And then we'll have to renegotiate again for the full year of 2024 in December. So, anybody have any questions?
Everything all good with the indoor pool?
Yep, going good. We're back to in the summertime. And we're going to stick to this probably in the summertime, but we were able to have open swim on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday afternoons. And then we'll keep that going through the middle of next week. And once school starts, we'll go to Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll do that from the 3:45 to 7:45 again. And then once October hits and we're open on Sundays, we'll add Sundays again too. So.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Okay, we finished up grinding tree stumps throughout the city, in the boulevards and the parks. That was from trees removed last winter. We've been working at the day camp and public beach with our new forestry drum mulcher, kind of grinding up the smaller buckthorn and honeysuckle, stumps in them areas where the volunteers been working. We painted picnic shelters at Public Beach, Northridge. We got the 2 wooden shelters at Hitchcock Park, one on the north side by the playground, one on the south side. Just ongoing irrigation maintenance. We fertilized the downtown areas, the outdoor pool, grass areas, and the flower gardens at Hitchcock. Trimming some trees over the sidewalk at Pat and Young, still spraying weeds. Just ongoing maintenance of the parks and areas around the lake. Mowing has been kind of nonstop with all the rains. We just been, every time we think the grass is going to go dormant kind of again, we just get in our rain shower and got to keep mowing. The lift station pump went out at Camp Arroyo. We had one on hand. We got that replaced. We got the new disc golf tee box signs installed right before their tournament that they hosted in Dry Run Park. There was some storm tree cleanup from one of the storms we had. Took us about a day and a half, almost 2 days worth of cleanup. And then with all the different rain shower stuff, we're still got our mosquito guy treating whatever standing water he can find for mosquitoes. We came across a couple of different hot spots, areas that held water that we didn't know about before. And, been treating them too, but so it's been pretty good. Numbers haven't really soared by no means, but there's probably different areas where there are a few mosquitoes. Any questions?
No plan to spray anytime.
Not right now. With the tournament at Cadwell, we're maybe look at tomorrow morning if possible. We sprayed Cadwell last Friday morning before the tournament kind of took off. But
The wind has to cooperate too.
yep, wind and weather's got to cooperate.
But around town.
No, not right now. Not any plans.
Related to weather, Jeremy asked if he could not be here tonight since the state tournament's coming off, and he wasn't certain if they'd have to tarp the pitcher's mound and take care of things, but it looks like the weather's going to cooperate for them, at least for the short term. Glad things are going well for them out there. They had a piece of a compressor, a bearing go out on the south rink this last week, so that part has to get replaced. We're not certain of the cost yet. I haven't heard the cost back from it. Just got the email 2 days ago regarding that happening, but it'll be up and ready to go for rings to start in September. Again, they have similar maintenance to what Steve has got going on, but just in larger spaces within complexes versus spread out over many, many parks and roadsides like Steve's got going on. Not sure if he can detail much more for us, but he's not here, so we'll let him do that next month. My report, August board meeting, this one's so short, that we're not going to do that same favor next month. So we hope you're ready for a tour next month, because I've lined up Doug Greenway along with his bus, his party bus, to take us around to different parks and look at things, how things are going. Intended improvements and maintenance projects that we'll have going on here over the next year, and just talk about some other things along the way as well. I know not everybody gets out to all the parks, and I haven't been in all of the parks in detail until those last few weeks where I've been out with a camera and a notepad. And the guys are going to be shaking their heads when they get the list and say, "Where did you come up with all this stuff?" It's there. Pickleball funding. We should know at some point this month. It's still, we don't know. It's just waiting out there. That grant was applied to the state back in April, and we've been told that it'll happen. We'll know this month. That's all the more I know. Budgeting, I thank you all for submitting what your priorities would be on the list as far as our capital items thus far. It's dependent totally upon, we say, the age of each of you, your interests and other things as to how this came out in terms of what the priorities were, so it's just interesting to look at that. two other things, as I mentioned that before we started, that I had on that list 4 things that Kevin was intending, or that we're hoping to at the rec center have done as far as capital for next year, not to come out of general fund, but out of donation that we received from LifeQuest. And 2 other things that we'd like to add to that are install cubbies in the lobby. There's currently some cubbies there with backpacks and sometimes kids sit in those cubbies.
True.
Hopefully that doesn't continue, but
Won't
those
name names.
are pretty well worn. Yeah, no names named. Pretty well worn, so they'd like to change those out and make them look, get it spruced up. And also a horizontal climbing wall in what will become the multi-purpose room once the old pool to be multi-purpose room is completed. That will open up that space, that will create some more activity for kids to be able to do something. If it's mounted on the wall, it doesn't go more than the hand portions of it.
It's about 10 feet high. It's about 10 feet high, and it'll be roughly 42 feet long, so it'll take up a whole back wall, pretty much.
And there'd be some floor mats.
Yep, we'll put matting underneath there, so, I mean, you don't have to get too in-depth with that, just because it's only 10 feet high, so, but whatever we need to get for that matting at that standard is what we'll get.
Any thoughts for or against regarding those items that we just mentioned?
I think the climbing wall's awesome. Kids will use it.
Yeah, we're hoping that we'll be able to then, because we also have a laser tag set up that we purchased, and we're hoping like for birthday parties and things like that, we can include that for an additional fee. If you want that room, you can use the climbing wall and set up the laser tag and then go swimming and use the conference room for the party and stuff too, so.
So tell me, are the climbing wall and laser tag, can they be used in conjunction?
Yeah, I would think so. Why not? They can do whatever they want. I've never done the laser tag, so.
Might be a good thing for adults to do sometime,
Yeah, absolutely.
unwind. Questions on what I presented tonight in terms of information, or if there's anything else, there's always something going on.
I know we looked for 50% recovery on a lot of things, or that's what, back in the day, that was what we were looking at. Just being in the arena, the ice bumper cars, are they, from the amount I've seen them used, maybe they're used a lot more than I think they are? They're not, right? So now we're going to replace controllers and batteries and all that in something was already really expensive, and now we're not using them? I don't know, just a thought. That's all it is. Because it's just, I've been in there a lot, and they sit all the time. But Jeremy's not here to have the discussion, so.
And we staff a person on the nights where they're available as well. That's an additional staff person in there. My wife, with her new position, plans to market those a little bit through the chamber in terms of visitors and things to do. In fact, one of her, just as a recap of what she does, she puts together activities for newcomers. So people who are in management or above or moving to the community, she connects with them through different businesses. And she's probably talked to some of you already in different settings. I know she's gone to see Clayton. But she had her first newcomer event this last Friday night. And that was Margaritaville night, but it was food catered in from a chamber business, and then going over to the Margaritaville play production musical that was at the theater. One of the next ones she's putting together is going to be bumper cars, ice bumper cars, will be a deal prior to that as well. So we'll be marketing that activity, and we're finding there's many people that don't even know it exists. So,
Yeah.
so we know we can do better marketing as well, but in tagging together with somebody like the chamber to make that happen, and so people know it's there, can help. So
Well, hopefully there's more use then. I hope.
hopefully, yeah, we'll keep
Pushing.
tabs on it. Thank you for asking that question.
Anything else? Next meeting date.
Next meeting date would be the second Thursday in September,
September 14th.
and that would be again tour night, we'll have a brief meeting like this to start with, where we go through the financials, the additional portions of it, we need to take roll and getting our votes and things in, and then we'll take that tour going from park to park. I'm told that if we have a quorum, we cannot have beverages on this tour because it's an official meeting, so. So just keep that in mind.
I was gonna send you a message on this, but the restroom at the cemetery, would just be a seasonal restroom, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And the guy who works for Jason out there is real gung-ho about that. He thinks that ought to happen, and he was going to go fundraise for the entire thing last year until he found out what the price tag was. And now it's in that $70,000 to $80,000 price range, so it's not something he wants to tackle by himself.
What is the pad that's been poured there, right by the concrete pad that's been poured right by the, I just finished it, like,
Is it down next?
it's right by the garden.
Okay.
What is that pad? Is it for picnic? I don't know. I saw him finish it.
There's one a couple of 100 yards to the south that's close to the
No,
road.
it's like right by the garden.
It's not counting on this being done.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't, but I didn't know what that pad, that concrete pad was.
Good question. I'm not aware of one, but I know they poured a whole sidewalk perimeter around the children's cemetery out there in that hard shape. But I'm not aware of another pad that just got poured. But thanks for being on top of that.
Yeah.
Great pad. I could let you know. It is something that's a part of the,
Is that like a location where they wanted that at?
it would be anywhere between there, right up next to the shop, and all the way down to that recent shelter that was built down there. Trouble is that shelter that was built was actually on county land, which would create kind of a mix in terms of who's responsible for it.
But now they've put a porta potty there too, and still the other one on the other side, so they have an additional porta potty.
Yeah.
But with that was my thinking when I thought about that, there's like gonna be a lot more people out there in that location with that really nice,
Because of the shelter.
yeah, with that really nice shelter.
Yep. But the one porta potty that's to the north out by the gardens, it's pretty ripe sitting in the sun.
Yeah, yeah. I've had to use it with my kids before,
It's a rest stop,
Yeah.
a quick one. Anything else?
Not, and I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?